everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So I think in this country, we have a pretty healthy respect for our military men and women, both for those who have served and for those who are currently serving. And we show them that respect because of the volunteer nature of our military. These are the people who stood up and said, hey, I volunteer to defend liberty at whatever cost, and they sacrifice a lot, and therefore they've earned the respect that we are showing them. Now the thing is that behind the scenes, that respect isn't returned. And it looks like not only does our government not seem to respect them, but it looks like the VA and others are trying to take away their Second Amendment rights. And I've got a video to show you to prove it. This is one of the most just sickening things that I have seen. So again, it looks like when it comes to our veterans, your Second Amendment is never safe. So let's talk about what's going on. Hey, real quick, I just want to mention that more than half the people that watch these videos are not actually subscribed. If you like Second Amendment content, you want to know what's going on around you, hit that little subscribe button. It's free, but it helps me out quite a bit. And sometimes people aren't seeing the videos they want to see in their thread, so make sure you hit that little alarm bell. That'll let you know when new content comes out. I put Second Amendment content out pretty much daily. So again, make sure you subscribe, a like would be appreciated, and hit that little bell notification. Let's get to it. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what's going on here. So many of you might not know that the VA can actually transmit information to the NICS background check system that would affect somebody's ability to practice their Second Amendment rights. So if somebody was to go in, even if they didn't show that they were a danger to themselves or others, they could still end up being a prohibited person. And thankfully, there was a bill that was introduced back in February that would try and stop that from happening. Now, this bill has received some really interesting opposition from some very interesting organizations and some very interesting people as well. And I'm going to show you guys that video that you're going to want to see in just a minute. But let me go ahead and read you this bill real quick so you have a complete understanding of what they're trying to do here. Okay, so this bill right here, which is H.R. 705, the Veterans Second Amendment Protection Act, just recently had a hearing. It was less than a week ago, and it was from that hearing that we got the video clip that I'm going to show you from the GOA. This bill prohibits the Department of Veterans Affairs, the VA, from transmitting certain information to the National Instant Criminal Background Check System, the NICS system, utilized by licensed importers or dealers. Specifically, the bill prohibits the VA from transmitting personally identifying information of a veteran or beneficiary to the NICS solely on the basis that such veteran or beneficiary has an appointed fiduciary to manage their benefits unless there is an order or a finding of a judicial authority that such veteran or beneficiary is a danger to themselves or others. So what does that mean? So basically what this means is this bill looks to protect veterans' Second Amendment rights from the VA. It wants to prevent the VA from giving information over to NICS just solely based on the fact that that particular veteran has a fiduciary, somebody who's in charge of, their finances and stuff like that. They can send information over just based on that alone, and they can end up being a prohibited person. So what it's saying is, unless there's a court order, unless a judge has ordered that this person is a danger to themselves or others, they can't send that information over to NICS. It's as simple as that. It's just a simple bill to prevent, a bill to protect veterans' Second Amendment rights. Who do you think opposes it? Well, let's watch this little video clip from the VA representative.
We believe that veterans, their families, and survivors have earned and sacrificed for our country, and now it is our job to care for them. With these principles in mind, VA opposes H.R. 705, the Veterans Second Amendment Protection Act. And we do believe that taking firearms away, not us, but the process, does protect our veterans.
So basically what this VA rep is saying is, it's our job to keep veterans safe, and we know better than the veteran. So we want to have the ability to remove that veteran's Second Amendment rights, whether they like it or not, because we believe that if we remove their Second Amendment rights, regardless of whether they're a danger to themselves or not, then we're keeping them safe, and therefore we're doing our jobs. That's what he's saying. And they're willing to take your constitutional rights away from you. The ones that you fought for, the ones that you stood up and decided that you were going to volunteer to protect. Those ones, they're going to take those away from you because they just want to keep that ability, and they're just going to use, your own safety against you. And then to top it off, I love how he kind of backpedals right there. It's not the VA that will be taking these things away from you. It's the process that takes them away from you, right? So we simply send the information to NICS that there's A, B, or C going on. We give them your name, we give them your personal identifying information, and then Nix will do the rest. It's not really us. We're just simply giving them that information. So again, he backpedaled on that one. But like I said before, this is one of the most sickening things that I have ever seen. Now, what I find interesting here today, and it's just a quick movie reference that popped into my mind, is how different it is today from what some people thought that it might be back in the past. So I referenced Starship Troopers, where in the future, it's only those who have served who become citizens and actually get to enjoy their rights. Here, in our current time, it looks like people who have served are the ones most at risk of actually losing their rights for no other reason than somebody handles their finances. So here's my suggestion. If you're like me and you want to see 705 pass and stop the VA from transmitting that information, then you got to call your state representative in the House and let them know that you support HR 705. Share this video with any of your friends or family that you might think would be willing to make that call as well. Make people aware that this exists. Let them know what's going on so that we have a chance to influence those people that represent us in Congress. Because again, it's going to take a lot more influence once this does, if it does pass the House, once it gets into the Senate. We want to see these protections extended to those people who deserve our respect. Again, those people that volunteered. So the best way that you can do that is advocate for them by making that phone call, sending that email, writing that letter, whatever it is, by showing your support for a bill that protects their rights. I think that's extremely important. You know, I've donated to a lot of military causes in the past. I've donated to a lot of different organizations and groups and things that kind of help our military veterans. And I think that it's a very worthy cause now to try and protect their rights as well. So we got to try and stay on top of this. Again, they earn the respect. It's not respect that's just given to them for no particular reason. They earned it. And so with respect being earned, we need to try and step up and do our part. So I wanted to let you guys know about that, and I want to thank you all very much for watching. If you haven't done so already, please hit that like button, that subscribe, and if you're not seeing these videos very often, hit that little bell notification because they don't end up in your feed all the time. Thanks again for watching. You guys have a good one.